Morning Year 11, I'm really sorry I can't be with you today. Today's lesson is on Venn diagrams. We did start this last lesson, so you do have the booklet already. So let's go for the starter. You have 10 minutes to have a go through this starter. Remember to use the examples that you've already got in your book. Pause the video while you attempt these questions. Okay, now for the answers. We know how to find 10%. We had 5%. The answer to this one was 45. We know a squared sign means 7 times 7, so that's 49. And a square root of 81 is 9. When we multiply out a bracket, minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Then you've got minus 3 times positive 2. Minus times a positive, mixed signs, we get minus 6. D, we want to estimate 2.9 by 2.8. So it's roughly 3 times 3, which is 9. So we know it's going to be about 9. So when we do 29 by 28, we get 812. No, there's two numbers after decimal points, so it's 8.12. E, I'm hoping you've all attempted this one today, so we should have 2 to the 5 times 5. And finally F, 8 over 20, we need to get it as a percentage, so over 100. So we multiply the top and the bottom by 5. We get 8 times 5 is 40, 20 times 5 is 100, so that would be 40%. Pause the video while you mark these. So we had a go at these at the end of last lesson. So the Venn diagram, there are 30 students. They're asked if they have a brother or sister. It says there that 21 have a brother. There's already 8 that only have a brother. So 8 from 21 is 13. So 13 must go in the overlap, the intersection. Then it says 16 have a sister. Well, there's already 13 in the intersection, in the middle part between brother and sister. So that means sister only, there must be 3. But when we add them up, that's still not going to be 30. So 8 plus 13 plus 3 is 24. So it must mean that there's 6 students in the class that don't have a brother or a sister. Let's have a look at the other question. It says, in the intersection of football and rugby, how many students are there? Well, in the intersection where the 2 circles cross over, that would be 8. How many play football? Well, there's 8 in the intersection and 5. So 8 plus 5 is 13. Students that don't play rugby, we've got 8 plus 5 that are only playing football and 4 that don't play football or rugby. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And finally, students that play football and rugby, 5 plus 8 plus 8, which is 21. Let's have a go at the next question. So it says, complete the Venn diagram below for all positive integers from 1 up to 12. So what we need to do first of all is actually list those numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It says in A, you're going to put even numbers, and in B, you're going to put multiples of 3. So if they are even numbers and multiple of 3, they're going to go in the intersection where the circles overlap. So we've got 2, 4, 8 and 10 that are in even numbers. 6 and 12 are in the intersection because they're both even and they're multiples, and 3 and 9. We then need to make sure we check for which numbers are missing. So if we go through and we cross them out, so 1 isn't in A or B, so that goes on the outside. 5 isn't in the circles, so that goes on the outside. 7 isn't in the circle, so it goes on the outside. And then finally 11, that's the only one that's missing. Have a go at drawing the Venn diagram to represent a class of 30 students who own a dog and a cat, or own both. Pause the video while you have a go at that. Okay, so we've got the universal set. We've got dogs on one side, cats on the other. So you should have 6, 4 and 8 in the cats and 12 in total sitting on the outside. So a student is chosen at random, so that could be any of the 30 students. Find the probability this student does not have a cat or a dog. So there are 12 students that don't have a cat or a dog, so that's 12 over 30, but we can't leave it like that. It has to be in its simplest form. So if we divide the 12 and the 30 by 6, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. Let's have a look at C. Has a cat or a dog, but not both. So it's a cat or a dog. So if we add up 6, the 4 and the 8, you've got 14. We've got 14 over 30. Again, it is divisible by 2. So if we divide both sides by 2, 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. Copy any of those examples down if you need to. Pause the video while you do that. Okay, we're now on to the exam questions. So you have the booklets already in your pack, and if there aren't any there, then there are some where we keep your books with all the other starter activities. Pause the video while you have a go at those questions. You have 20 minutes. Okay, we all know what we do here now. So if you're supporting this class, can you please open the exam question solutions as the additional document that came with the clips, and scroll through the answers slowly so the students can self-mark in green pen. Remember Year 11 to update the front of your book on how many marks you get for each question, and red, amber and green it, rag it. Okay, well done.